ما تسمع الشيخ؟ ما سامع الشيخ. عاملين ايه بكم؟ سمعتوا؟ بسم الله. بسم الله. بسم الله. أيوة. على اسمه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome all of you with your Fatwa Life. And this is the first part of this Fatwa Life that comes to you on Thursday. The first question, my sister, she and her husband, they don't pray. And she started to pray on regularly. What about her rule about her husband? Does she have to divorce him? Or she should not live with him? First of all, my brother, we congratulate her for repentance and going back to the prayers. And for her husband, there's different opinions about this. Some who said he is just a disbeliever, or he's just disobedient, and the third one that he did not completely leave, or he's just lazy. Like whoever left that prayer completely, he don't pray to Allah, not even a single prayer. This one, you have doubt about his belief, whether he's a Muslim or not. But for those who leave and do it, and he get the same people that is under the Allah's will to uh, forgive him or to punish him. And this looks like the most correct opinion. Wallahu alam. If her husband did not deny the prayer that's obligatory, but he is just lazy, doesn't do it. He's lazy, he does it sometimes, doesn't do it sometimes. Then she should not leave him and should not renew her contract or anything like this. But she need to be patient and call him and soften his heart to the prayers and to find every possible way to soften his heart to the prayers. Uh, so we advise her to do a lot of extra prayers. Maybe she will compensate what she missed. And we also advise her to insist on Allah to make dua for her husband, just like he repented on her, that he repented on her. The second question, I memorized the Quran with my sheikh and with uh, with some money. What's the rule about this? Well, yeah, just like give the workers in the masjid, they get their monthly part. It is okay. This is a compensation that trade. What is forbidden is to sell and buy the merchants that trade in the for profit stuff, because of the hadith of Abi Hurairah that if you saw whomever is selling or buying in the masjid, tell him, may Allah not profit your trade, and whomever is asking for a lost item, tell him, may Allah not return what you have lost. The second one, I'm leaving some money of about 200,000 Janae. It gives her like 2,000 Janae, which help her in her. I found out lately there is something forbidden in that money. I'm afraid to leave it because my husband does not know how to keep some money, and I'm sure if I took that money in less than 2 months, my husband will spend all that money. What do I do? I'm afraid of what is forbidden, and I'm afraid to lose that money. And I have kids, and I have expenses. So what do I do? My sister, take this investment or this to an Islamic bank. If you're talking in Tunis, so you are in Egypt, so that is from the east, and the Islamic bank are plenty. the institutions for investment Islamically, there are abundance in that country. So we should take it, even if there is some doubt in some of it. It is much better than the definite haram, definite big sin. And um, any company that is using the Sharia as its backbone in all their dealings and force its management to have observation on their actions. So if you have done that, so you should benefit from that income. As I said, there's abundance of Islamic investment companies that is all over. Another question. I wanted to read a course where they are asking several experience years, more than what I had to attend that course. I have a friend who he told me to continue those years from any company that I know, and I think it shouldn't I do. But he insisted that I will ask for the matter. Uh, you have to explain and transparency and to be truthful. And whomever cheated, he's not among us. And don't be among the hypocrites who have the three bad characters. If they talk, they lie. If they're trusted, they betray. And if they are trusted, they uh, backbite. The second question, my mother, she died. Allah forgive her. For a few days, a woman called me. She is very dear to me, and she asked me to accept her gift. She asked, "Aren't I like your mother?" And I thought, of course, and more, my love. After a while, I thought about what I said. Did what I said is like extravagant in that? No, it was done by mistake, not. And don't forget that Allah said in the end of Surah Al-Baqarah on our tongue that, oh Allah, do not but this burden if we forgot or we have made a mistake. And it is in the hadith that Allah said, yes, I do. So Allah will forgive if you forget or if you made a mistake. Second question, we live in Canada. Are we accountable for our kids if they went astray after because of the migration to a non-Muslim country? The answer, my brother, if you have done what you are your dues of raising them and being there for them, attach them to the masjid, to the Islamic school, the good companionship, and you are observe them, and then you have done what you are dues to you. And if you saw anything in the religion, then you go from the Muslim countries because originally the Muslim stays into Muslim country to stay away from any affliction of the religion and to support the Muslims with each other. And you should not leave them except with a good intention, like asking for education or to call for Allah Azza wa Jalla or to help others oppressed and so on and so forth. But with the reason to go back. So if that's not available, so any other country is good that will allow them to establish their religion and they are free from prosecution. And Allah said, O my servants who have believed, my land is vast, so it is me you should worship. So about the rule of living outside the Muslim countries, and it says the Muslim should stay in the Muslim area to stop any oppression in the religion, and he should not leave that place except with good intention, like education or to support yourself or to with the intention of going back. Now, how long? And Allah said, whomever makes in the sake of Allah, he will find a lot of ease and whomever migrate to Allah and His Messenger and he die, then his accountability on Allah, and Allah is most forgiving and merciful. Allah said, "Oh my servant that believes my land is vast, and me you should worship." And because what Al-Bukhari said in the hadith of Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, about Ata of Abi Rabah, who said, I visited Aisha with Ubayd ibn Umayr, and he asked her about migration, and she said, there's no migration after today. The believers used to run away from the religion to Allah Azza wa Jal and to the Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, afraid that they will be affected in their religion. But today, Allah Azza wa Jal has raised the Islam and the Muslim. He worships his Lord any way he wants, and it is jihad. And also Al-Abbas and Ibn Naham, they stayed in Mecca, and it was a place of disbeliever. Ibn Naham, he used to be Muslim before. He embraced Islam after 10 people, and he hid his Islam. He used to Naham because the Prophet ﷺ told him, I entered the paradise and I heard the calf. And it is required and it's a must for those who must teach people and guide them and show them the rule of Allah Azza wa Jal. And anyone who is who going to be for sure oppressed in his religion and he cannot practice, then he needs to leave. If he is able to go back to Muslim countries, and he's not among the oppressed, who Allah Azza wa Jal gave them the excuse when He said, for those that the angels are died, they are doing wrong to themselves. This is what you were doing. She said, we were weak in the earth. They said, wasn't God's land vast enough for you to migrate in it? Those who are going to be in the hellfire, it is the worst place, except the weak of men and women and kids who cannot, who don't be guided. Those, may Allah forgive them, and Allah is most forgiven. And in this situation, that in the affliction of the religion, you take the Prophet ﷺ saying, I'm free from any Muslim, stay among the disbelievers. And then they said, on the Muslims, on non-Muslim countries, to stay in their religion, in their places, and show what they can of the virtues of Islam, and to be patient of anything that could happen to them, because they are the nucleus of that's capable of establishing Islam in here. And this is on the people of those land are occupied. It is required on them to steadfast. In the Islamic language, they say this is permissible, or this is not, when they are angry, or is that considered the nonsense talk? Well, I mean, usually it is but he should hold his tongue back, in particular when he's angry. No one should allow his anger that's going to make him to what Allah Azza wa Jalla and His Messenger are not happy. So remember your tongue. And the Prophet ﷺ said to Mu'adh ibn Jabal, when he asked him, are we going to be accountable of what we say? He said, a word that's done by your mom, anything put people in the hellfire on their faces except the cultivation of their tongues. So in the slang language, you say, oh, you have you have something for me. This is a swear. No, this is the promise, and you need to keep your promise because not keeping up with your promise it is part of hypocrisy. In particular, if this is something to do with the rights of people or financial situation. The second question: we live in the United States, and the people of the family of my wife, they are from Sweden, and they lost their nationality. Uh, and after a while, we warned her that she will get her. And I told her that to get the citizenship of this country is disbelief because of the burden of the Quran, talking about Sweden. But we wanted to benefit from the nationality. Is there any sin in there? No, Habibi. It is if something if getting that citizenship will make your situation better, and it is all according to the law, then there should be no problem. As long as you are keeping your promise with Allah and Messenger, that you keep loyalty to your religion, and so this is like for Amja, they have a decision in this matter. It says what I mentioned. Do the jinn live in the houses? They see from the areas that you don't see them. So if you enter your house and you mention Allah, the jinn, he said, we don't stay in this place. If you mention him in the food, he will say no dinner. So ask Allah Azza wa Jalla refuge from the jinn whenever you enter your house and whenever you eat, and Allah will protect you from any jinn. And always use the protection ayat, which is Ayatul Kursi and Qul A'udhu Qul A'udhu bin Nas. May Allah protect you from any harm. If you kiss your wife on her cheek and with no comment, and it is with the intention. Mm, my wife is study with a teacher who tell her that you have to take one of the school of thoughts, and she tell you have to take the Hanafi madhab, and but I tell her that we are public, we don't have to do. What do you advise? My advice that she learn of whatever she is capable to. It is okay to use the school of thoughts. It is not obligatory and it's not also rejected. So we tell her if there is an evidence, the true one, the hadith that is pure on the Prophet ﷺ, then you should not leave it off because of somebody saying, whomever he is. The hadith that is correct, there is no denial to it, you should not leave it because somebody said something else, no matter who this person will say. So it is okay to have those school of thoughts without going to the extreme. If you enter any Islamic university, you will know the fiqh of one person. If you, it depends on what area you do, and the Sheikh is saying different regions and different school of thoughts in each of them. So it is okay to learn it from one of the school of thoughts, but do not be overdo it. Do not reject the hadith that is correct because somebody said something, whomever that person. And to always know that every person you can take from their saying, except the Prophet ﷺ, you have to take everything he says. Yes, I have a question regarding swimming in a pool. I'm a boss woman with a health condition, I have, alhamdulillah, recovered from the two cancers, but I am now in need of. It is okay to swim, but you have to cover your private parts. So you have to cover yourself. So if it is in a place that is in the house, it is a, it is a public place. You have to choose the place times that not people are not there, or you go in your clothes completely, and with that you choose the times that there is less people, and that could be after Fajr. The swimming, it says okay. What is forbidden is the covering of the private part. The man should not even uncover his from the belly button to the knee. The woman is completely awra except her face and her bum. So if you enter with your clothes and you choose of the times there's nobody in there or there less, then inshallah you still have, especially with your conditions that you have mentioned. Malik, how do you? May Allah Azza wa Jal to cover you with His and heal you. If there's two people agreed on partnership and all the details are explained and some of the contracts are taken, so if that in the country of the other partner, the other one from the merchants who know the deals, can the second one break it after 2 years, claiming that he did not understand it, and he claiming the first one is falsifying everything? The answer: staying away from the details. The partnership is from the contract that is obligatory. You can, for each one, to finish it whenever he wants. But if they agreed on a certain period, then they need to compile if he can. But the partnership, from the condition that is allowed, you can finish it and you don't have to stay on it all over life, on a lifetime. But if the contract on a specific time, then you need to fulfill that part, that until that time, or to agree on a different way to get out of their contract.